Hey, Steve Mignani here at High Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts for something for you Pro Touring fans, a 1967 Malibu SS 396 Pro Touring. Now, it's kind of an SS look-alike. Now, we know that 66 was the first year for the SS 396, Chevy's answer to the GTO. Well, this one is something even better. It might say 396, but there's actually a 502 under the hood. Let's have a peek. And there it is. Now the 502 is a big brother to the 454, which is a big brother to the 427, which is a big brother to the 396. So this is several times cooler than a 396 ever could be. It does have aluminum cylinder heads. In fact, this is a GM Performance Parts 502 crate engine. Of course, that means 502 horsepower right from GM. But this one has more. Instead of the 4-barrel carburetor on the crate engine, this one now has Holley multi-point electronic fuel injection for quick turn of the key starting, no need to mess with a choke. And it has tube steel headers, and again, those beautiful aluminum cylinder heads, probably about 550 horsepower going on right here. MSD 6A digital distributor, so no points to mess with. And nice to see here a serpentine belt with a March billet aluminum girdle mount, so everything stays put at high RPMs. And this does have air conditioning and power steering and all the modern accoutrements you might expect in a Lexus, but with the looks of an old school Chevelle, because that's what it is. And speaking of looks, the Griffith aluminum radiator here looks like the original with the wrinkles in the top, but it's much larger and it is aluminum, so it'll keep this big 502 cool on the hottest July afternoon with no problems. It does have the Hydro Boost style double circuit master cylinder and no vacuum booster here. Again, this engine has a hot cam, so it needs a little adjunct to keep the vacuum going for the power brakes. But speaking of those brakes, being a Pro Touring car where braking, acceleration, and handling all walk hand in hand, this has Wilwood 4-wheel disc brakes, and there they are right there, front and rear. Up front, there are drilled rotors, 4-piston calipers, and they're behind those 17-inch 5-spoke wheels. And again, the front wheels and rear wheels look similar, but the rears are wider, so you get that ready-to-pounce wide and wider look. Inside, it has the floor-shifted 4-speed overdrive automatic transmission, fully built to handle that 502. So the beauty there is if you hit the open road, you can put it into overdrive and enjoy the benefits of low RPM cruising. In fact, this is a gear vendor's overdrive in this one. There's a little button on the floor right there. One of them is the high beam, the other one is the gear vendor unit. So you go first overdrive, second overdrive, and so forth. They call it gear splitting, and that's the beauty of the gear vendor's overdrive. Other beautiful things inside here are the rosewood steering wheel, which is an optional piece on the SS. And if you have a larger girth than normal, like I do, you'll appreciate the adjustable steering column here, the tilt column, which allows you to set the steering wheel handle to suit your physique and your comfort level. And again, as a two-door hardtop, this is one of the most popular Chevelle body styles there was. And here again are the Wilwood disc brakes at the back, right there, ready to slow the car as well as it accelerates. And of course, the suspension is fully updated with the coilovers, fat sway bars, and it too is ready to play its part in the accelerate, brake, and cornering triumvirate that is Pro Touring. Of course, at the back, SS 396, the sinister blacked out tail panel, but again, it's way more than a 396. It's a 502, but I won't tell anybody if you won't. Let's look inside the trunk and see what we find here. Yeah, very crisp, nicely turned out. Like how the underside of the deck lid is painted to match the body. Beautiful, very crisp. The hinges look good. Trunk floor is beautiful with a nice mat. A subwoofer, if you want to listen to your Doors or your P. Diddy, you choose. It's right there, make your ears bleed. Kidding. And here on the other side of the deck, that is the Posi-Traction sticker that Chevrolet applied to Posi-equipped cars so you wouldn't drive off accidentally with one wheel up in the air because the Posi would send power to both tires. And speaking of Posis, there is a 12-bolt under this, which is fully built, ready to go, and it has an aluminum differential cover which acts as a girdle to stiffen it and make it strong enough to handle that 502 cubic inch big block on the other side of the firewall. So that's the story of this 67 SS 502, and it was born a V8 car. It's not a Super Sport, which is cool, but it doesn't know the difference, and this runs and drives very much like more like a Corvette, really. Big fat tires, handles, brakes, accelerates, it's all right there in this Pro Touring package. And this car is located in Auburn, Massachusetts, but High Octane Classics can ship this anywhere on the planet if you decide you need it. And you can buy this car with as little as 10% down. And if you have a trade, High Octane Classics will certainly consider anything from a Bronco to another Chevelle to a motorcycle, you name it, they'll consider it as a possible trade. And remember too that High Octane Classics has been in business for about 15 years with another 15 to go, and they're always looking to buy new inventory. So if you have 1 or 20 vehicles, give High Octane Classics at 508-859-4515 to talk about maybe selling High Octane Classics your car. And learn more about this 1967 Chevelle Pro Touring 502 cubic inch overdrive all-wheel disc equipped Pro Touring monster. Check it out on the High Octane Classics website.